Hey everybody, welcome to Kats Creations live on Black Friday at 5 o'clock. Well, at least it is 5 o'clock here in Southern California. And I want to welcome you, especially if you're a first-time viewer, to my setup. I do it in the kitchen because the kitchen's the heart of the home. I also have an extraordinarily long kitchen counter, which makes crafting here very easy and suitable. So tonight I'm going to be teaching you how to do, it's an ivory and gold poof Christmas wreath. So we're going to be using 21-inch Deco mesh. This is a burlap and gold foil. So it's super, super soft. So it's going to be something a little bit different than just plain Deco mesh. We're going to be utilizing this sign, which says Keep Christ in Christmas, putting it on a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, and then of course adding our embellishments of a wide variety of different gold ribbon. Well, this one's kind of ivory, gold, and silver. This one's super gorgeous. It's kind of like it's an actual fabric that's lined with wired ribbon, and then I have this ivory and gold stripe, and then just a plain gold. So we're going to be accenting it with a lot of gold, a lot of ivory, bunch of different size ornaments in the same colors, and then at the very end of our demonstration or tutorial, we will pick two people who are winning the giveaway tonight, which is, one is a $25 Hobby Lobby gift card, and the second one is a Bodabra, and I'm going to have it actually shipped to your house directly. So perfect and great for wreath makers or even first-time wreath makers. It's kind of my way of giving back for everybody who probably went out and spent a whole bunch of money today. So who do we have, babe?
We have Gail and Vi.
Hi, ladies.
Brenda, Faith, Dawn, Deborah, Donna, Jane, Teresa, Peggy, Valerie, Kathy Ranson, Gloria, Rita, Cheryl, Regina. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Regina.
Dorothy, Maria, Norma, Carol, and Rita. Okay,
perfect. So the object of the giveaway is that as we go through the entire demo, it's one of those, winner has to be present to win, which means that you can't like put your information in and then go disappear for an hour or whatever and then come back. You need to be present during the entire process. So what I'm going to do is I have these two yellow pieces of paper. I've already randomly picked my numbers between 1 and 300. Remember, we're picking two numbers, one for the Hobby Lobby gift card, the other for the Bodabra. So this way you guys know that I am not purposely picking random, so-called people at random. Yep. Yeah, so the number's already been selected, so it's going to be whoever gets that number as it appears on our computer.
The first one.
The first one. So if people are randomly saying the same number, that's not going to fly. And I'm not going to give you the numbers just yet to pick, so just constantly have a number in your head that you'll be ready to go ahead and do. Let me get the wreath base done, and then I'll give you some more information in regards to the giveaway. Because otherwise we'll just have tons of comments with numbers between now and the end of the giveaway. And the people that are signing in to actually learn how to do the wreath will be so lost with everything else that's going on.
We've had a bunch of new gals join, so
cool.
Hi gals, just joining on.
So if you're new, if this is the first time joining me on this Facebook Live, I'm always here Fridays at 5 p.m. California time, which is Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yep. So, okay. So just to keep things simple, we're doing a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. For those of you that have been with me for a while, know pretty much how I'm going to lay this out. But for those of you that are new and just joining, this is kind of information just for you. So on a Dollar Tree wreath frame, which you can pick up at your local Dollar Tree, if you don't have one near you, you can go to dollartree.com and order them and have them shipped to you. You can buy them by the case, which is 24 of the wire wreath forms, to a case, so it's $24, and then you'll have 24 different options to make wreaths throughout the year. On the 14-inch Dollar Tree frame, it does have 4 rings that go around from the inner to the outer, and then it's welded together by vertical wire, and I called them welds. So what they do is they create 6 sections in each wreath frame. Yeah, I'm trying to coordinate my clothes so that when I hold them up, it's not darkened and you can't see it. So 6 frames, and what I do is I put 3 pipe cleaners in each section. So I wire 2 of the wired rails together, and that kind of prevents your pipe cleaners from moving around and rolling around on you. So it's just a little bit more stability while you're building your wreath. So we're using pipe cleaners. These are standard 12-inch pipe cleaners you can pick up anywhere. And the first one I do is always going to be in the middle of the inner 2 rails. I call them 1 and 2. So I wire those 2 together with a pipe cleaner right in the center. And then my next 2 are going to come right in between the middle of the one that we added and your weld. And we're going to wire together the outer 2. So I call them 3 and 4. So all wiring 2 of them together does is prevent them from moving around on our form. So when we're working on it, our Deco mesh isn't sliding all over the place. This is just what works for me. So this is all set up for me if I wanted to do a ruffle technique, if I wanted to do a curl, or in this case we're doing a poof method. So any questions at all on the wreath frame, wiring it with the pipe cleaners? Again, it's 14 inches from Dollar Tree.
Gals are getting it. A lot of gals are still jumping on you at 108. Gail said, I haven't stepped foot in the store today.
What?
Yeah. Lena said, yes, keep present Christmas. It's all about him. Awesome cat.
Awesome.
Nell said, hi, I'm new from Florida. Hi, Nell.
What part of Florida are you from?
Yeah, we got a lot of gals in Florida.
A whole lot. So more than likely, we can probably pair you with some of our members and get you hooked up in a community, and that just gives you additional support rather than once a week online support.
Yep.
Anything else?
Gail Seela's down in Florida, right?
Yeah.
And a bunch of other gals.
Yeah.
And Susan Chastain said, do you still have room in your private group?
Of course I do.
I have to wait until the first of the month, but want to join.
Absolutely. You guys can come and go as you want, and I know some people are probably looking at the end of the year saying, okay, we're at the end of the year, there's no point for me to continue. That's not necessarily true, because what we're going to be doing is a lot of us that have been in the group since February are now going to be analyzing everything that has happened from February to now and coming up with a plan of how can, because there's a lot of people who said they were going to jump in and they didn't quite take the leap of faith a little early and kind of got caught up in the last tail end of trying to, put their wreaths out there, and they're struggling with trying to get something to sell. You got to remember, in a small business world, you've got to establish yourself. You've got to give people a reason to want to trust you with their money to make a purchase from you, because in an online world, you don't know if you make a purchase from somebody, if they're ever going to follow through, or if the quality of their product is what they say it is. So there's a huge trust issue there. Etsy kind of helps calm that trust issue down in a way that you're buying through a reputable platform, and they really protect the buyer. So if the seller doesn't come through, Etsy's got your back to make sure that you're going to get your funds.
So there's a lot of gals replying there in Florida. So
Good.
Nell says she's in Edgewater.
I don't know where that's at.
It's K-A-T-Y. I'm going to say Katie.
Katie.
Said she's in Florida too.
Awesome.
Cindy's from Florida.
See?
Gail says there's a couple of us in Jacksonville.
Very
and Patty
good.
says she's in Jacksonville. So hopefully you gals can
all get
hook
together
up
and make your own little mini community, and who knows? I mean, maybe you guys will do the Southeast Wreath Convention with people that are local to the area that want to come and learn new wreathing techniques. But For our private group going into January, I have so many things planned, which is number one, assessing everything for this year, and then making a plan of how can we make it better next year. What kinds of things did we make in vain that didn't sell? What kinds of things did we wish that we would have made that we're selling? And I know that styles and things will change, but there's some pretty common lines of what we can do in order to make sure that next year is even more successful than this year. And if you didn't jump in, well, we're all going to be on board to help you figure out how you can be successful and turn this into at least a way to supplement your income throughout the year in a very small way. And of course, the more effort and the more time and passion that you're going to put into this, the more it's going to benefit you in the long run. So, okay, that said, we are moving on. So obviously I really like this color palette. I couldn't believe, I mean, this was my inspiration. So a lot of people say, how do you pick your colors? How do you pick your ribbons? How do you decide embellishments? Mine all started with the sign, because I was like, okay, what am I gonna make tonight? I picked up the sign and I was like, I really wanna do this. I've had this sitting in my craft room for a while. The sign came from Cracker Barrel. So if you guys are familiar with Cracker Barrel has all their Christmas decor out, and this is from their Elegant collection. It's kind of like where all their golds, silvers, metallics are. So I picked this up at Cracker Barrel quite a while ago, and then I picked out my ribbons because I knew gold's fairly easy to pick out. And then, believe it or not, I walked out to my garage and I had this sitting on my shelf, and I was like, okay, this just totally came together. So this is what we're making. Now, Deco mesh. I believe this came from Craft Outlet. The item number is exactly the same to like item numbers that we see within Trendy Tree, the Reach Shop, or Craft Outlet. It's the same combination of letters and numbers. And this is a burlap, what do they call it? Burlap jute mesh. So it's kind of like the beige that we're used to seeing when we do a lot of the neutral tones, and I'm looking around to see if I have any. But it's like this, but they added these bands of gold foil. So it works really well with our sign. So doing a 21 inch, you're going to take the end, and remember, in anything, we try to control raveling. So in order to do that, I take this and I fold it over by about 5 inches, and I'll take the roll and drop the roll so it kind of rolls underneath the counter at my feet, and then it keeps from knocking everything off my counter. Can't guarantee that it won't, but at least it's a start. And then I'll take and I'll gather all this 5 inches, and I'm going to tie this into one of my pipe cleaners. Now I start on the inside. There's some people who start on the outside. That's totally fine. What I'm doing is I'm pushing my pipe cleaners down flat so they don't get in the way of me working on the 6 inner pipe cleaners. So I will take this and I will actually add it to my wreath frame. So I just do like 2 pipe cleaner twists, and then I'm going to measure out exactly 10 inches. I really like this mesh. It's super soft. So this is going to be perfect. It's going to kind of create the appeal, or trying to come up with a word, the desired effect of what I wanted for this wreath. So 10 inches, and I just keep going around, measuring out 10, and I'm going to go all the way around till we meet up where I started. So you'll see me constantly putting my hands underneath them, and it's just to make sure that the edges of the Deco mesh stay to the outside and that they don't fold up underneath each other, just like so. There's some people who fluff as they go, and there's some people who fluff at the very end. Again, no right or wrong way of doing that. I just do it to make sure my Deco mesh isn't all folded. So what questions do you guys have?
A lot of gals are still just saying, I'm in Palm Beach, Florida, I'm in
Good.
Jacksonville. Lena
Good.
said we Canadians love cat, and she's up from Canada, along with Vi.
Oh, where about in Canada? Because I know Vi's in... Okay, I know because I have Vi's address continuously on my computer, so I don't forget what it is. Where is it? I know it's Ontario. What do I want to say? I'm struggling with a B and an S right now, so I'm not sure why.
And then that Nell said she's in Edgewater. I said that earlier, but she's about 25 miles south of Daytona.
Oh,
So
very cool.
I've been through her town before, I believe,
Really?
because it's in between Titus, or it's a little bit further south of Titus and then north of Cocoa Beach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steve used to do quite a bit of work in Florida. I'm sure you'll be going back soon, won't you?
I've got one more trip as far as I know, and then I think that's it.
You need to go and you need to say hi to Gail for me. I'll make sure. Because I know Gail invited you the last time you were out there and you were like, it's a little bit of a drive and I'll extend your trip for a day.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 hours north of
Go say
Daytona.
hi to her and her family.
Oh, Donna, thank you, Donna. She said wedding pics were awesome.
Thank you. And yeah, we're still waiting to get the ones back from the photographer. So I think she had promised to get those back before the beginning of December, I think. I'm thinking.
Vi said she's got to recommit to the business group. Valerie said I have 4 this week to get finished and delivered. That's awesome, Valerie. Marilyn said she's making dinner and watching.
Awesome.
Valerie said I'm in love with doing Pouf method. It took me long enough to attempt it.
Yeah, and it's crazy. You got to understand that when you're looking at wreath techniques, the Pouf method is probably going to be the biggest challenge for you. It's definitely not something you want to master if this is your very, very first technique. It looks fairly simple, but it's a complicated technique. So I'd wait until you mastered curls and ruffles or scrunches first, and then do that. So.
And Beverly said I'm excited to watch this, as most are either rolled mesh or ruffled mesh.
Oh.
So you've done quite a few poofs and bubbles, and maybe she meant watching others too.
Well, if you look at it, like I said, up until last year, we only were dabbling in the Deco mesh methods of curls, ruffles, and poofs. That was it. Nobody knew anything else.
Gotcha.
And thankfully, throughout this year, we've been able to learn different techniques. Thanks in part to my groups challenging me. They'll find something on the internet and say, we want to learn how to make this. You need to teach us how to make it. So that's good because it definitely challenges me to not stay in the comfort zone.
And then Lena says she's from Lloydminster, Alberta. So Alberta.
Okay.
County.
So Vi would be able to tell if she's closer to her or further to the west coast of Canada.
Yeah.
West coast of Canada. Okay, so I've gone and I have added one to each of my inner, and what I was doing but not explaining is once I got to that part, it's right here where I started, I opened up my tie and I completed that last poof so that I have 6 separate poofs in the inside. And so you can tell just by this, all we've done is just work the inside part of our poof, and now we're moving to the outside. And so if you look, here's where I ended, and I'm not going to jump straight down. I'm actually going to jump to this one. So I'm going to take 10 inches and jump to the one just in front, not the one directly down. So this way it'll kind of create our poofs on the outside, and then this is where I'll end. So again, back to 8 inches.
Shelly says, do you like Deco mesh from Joann's or Hobby Lobby? Definitely Hobby Lobby, because Joann's doesn't sell that much Deco mesh.
I was disappointed. Last year, Joann's was the bomb in Christmas Deco mesh. They surpassed any of the big box stores. So if I had to pick, it generally depends on what I'm doing. Most of like Joann's, Michael's, some of Hobby Lobby are just going to be your basic Deco mesh, ones that you're going to want to put into your inventory and just use as your base, whatever you're going to build on. So like your whites, your blacks, your tans, grays. We're going to talk about that going into January. We're going to go all the way back to basics. What should you have in your toolkit? What kind of Deco mesh should you be buying? Where should you be buying it? What colors should you be making sure you have in your inventory at all times, because that gives you it's like wearing clothes for a trip. Picking an outfit that you can interchange a whole bunch of different outfits with. Because people will tell me, I'm struggling with picking out ribbon to go with my sign. Basically what it is I'm struggling to pick ribbon that I have in my inventory to go with my sign. So it's having a basic color palette to pick from and then supplementing with a bunch of stuff, because this is what we noticed. Was it, I'm trying to think, Wednesday? Because today's Friday. Wednesday, when I built this wreath, the one thing that I noticed as I went into my entire ribbon room, and you guys have seen I have 3 racks full of ribbon, I didn't have very much solid green, whether it's 2.5 inch green, whether it was 1.5 inch green, I didn't have any solid colors. So having those basic colors in your inventory as well is going to help you tremendously. Because then when you get some cool pattern, you can play off of your basic colors in that pattern ribbon. Yeah.
So Shelley, really quick, Hobby Lobby, she likes Hobby Lobby, but she likes the premium mesh. But she really likes ordering from Craft Outlet.
Craft Outlet's my big one because the prices are affordable. And when I order, I know in order to hit Craft Outlet's free shipping, I have to hit $69. So for me, I'm trying right now to deplete all my basic inventory so that when I place the order, placing an order for, if each roll of Deco mesh is $4 or $5, I'm basically going to be ordering about 5 to 10 rolls of Deco mesh plus tax to hit that freebie shipping. And then I know the quality of my Deco mesh is going to be exactly what I expect.
Gail said you need to come, Kat.
I know.
But we'll see. And then there's Peggy also said, yes, Kat, you need to come to Jacksonville.
Everybody wants. Yeah. I know. They're like, you just need to take this giant caravan and leave your house.
You just need to fly.
Well, if Vi and Rob drive down from Canada, we could just go with them. And we just fly home from Canada, right?
Nancy said my poinsettia is gorgeous, and I love how you did the middle. Thank you, thank you.
I tried and mix it up because it's like, yeah, I can do them, but I want to always make them just a little bit different because I want everyone to have something different. That's the reason why we have wreath makers, is there's so much variety. I mean, everyone could take the same sign and come up with 10 different designs. So.
Carol, I think you kind of already answered. Said, what type of mesh is easiest to learn the poof method with? And I think you already said kind of the poly Deco mesh because it's softer, right? Like what you're using.
Like what I'm using right now is so nice, but it doesn't have a lot of. It's super soft, so it doesn't have a lot of structure to it. So it's like working with like a material that's super soft versus something that has a little bit more stability to it, like some of the metallic Deco mesh does. So if you're looking for something that's very soft, this is my favorite to work with. The poly burlap mesh, I guess is what it's called. Although there's not any poly in this, just foil threads and that jute burlap. So it's like imitation burlap, which is why you don't see me wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's not true burlap, it's like burlap wannabe.
Marilee said, I'm redoing a wreath from when I first started before I found Kat, and I cannot believe how much I have learned from you. Thank you, Kat and Steve. Mainly just Kat.
Oh, wait till you see what some of... I think I will do that. I think I will actually go into the recesses of my garage and find some of my very first ones that I started. And now when I go outside, it's like, okay, those have to come down and be completely remade because those things are hideous compared to where you are. You know, just like even decorating our tree or decorating our mantle, the things that you learn in wreath making apply everywhere else. I mean, you can make a Deco mesh mantle, a Deco mesh like garland swag to border your front door or your archways, and then you apply the same techniques. If you want to add your ribbon tails, you put those in where you have your little pockets inside your wreaths.
And then Sharon said, when you join the private group, does it matter? Does it go from the date you joined to the next date, or first no matter when you join to pay again?
You're on a reoccurring payment. So if you signed up today, you get billed. What's today? The
23rd.
So your billing date would be every 23rd of the month, and then you can cancel whenever you want. The interesting thing about our group, and that we're going to completely change come January, is included with the new, because we went from $10 when we started to $17 now, and it's because we're adding full access to the library, which is everything from February of 2018. So you have access to everything that we've done in a private group up to that point, all the materials list, but I'm also going to be including a free like one-on-one session. So if you're struggling with a wreath making, like you're making a wreath and you're totally lost and you need help, I'm going to include one free one-on-one session where you have, whether we do it by text, whether we do it by Skype, whether we do it by a phone call, I will walk you through whatever it is you're struggling. If it's setting up your Facebook business page, if it's anything, you just need that one-on-one. You will have a one-on-one support initially, just the one time. And then usually from that point on, you're good to go, I think.
Yeah. Now said, how long have you been making wreaths? For years and years and years, probably decades, but she really decided to go into the private group when you saw a couple other wreathers doing it, right?
Yeah, last year September is when I started to do it as a business. First, I just started out as a first-time wreath maker, not even like, I had no clue how to take it to a business. Mine was, hey, I'm gonna make wreaths for family and friends at craft shows, and if they sell, great, and if not, then I just go back to making stuff on my own. So.
Susan said, can you pay with PayPal? Yes, you can.
We do. It's set up through PayPal's reoccurring system, but you don't have to have a PayPal account. There's two ways you can sign up. One says PayPal account. So if you're you already have PayPal going, you can sign up with your PayPal account, or you can do a debit or credit card.
Yep. Christina, no, you haven't missed the giveaway yet. She's gonna give more information once she finishes the.
I will, as soon as I get the base down.
Yep.
So this is kind of flipped on me because it kind of folded up underneath. I really, really like this a lot. I think this will be my new favorite.
You say that, everyone.
I don't, not every time. Not every time. There's a few that are just like, wow, the vision that you have in your mind versus what it actually materializes to at the very, very end. Huge night and day difference.
No problem, Kim. I'm kind of going back and reading as much as I can. She said, just got home from the tree lighting. That was awesome. Sold in my town.
Aww.
That would be fun to do.
Well, we need a small town for that.
Right? Breva said, Deco mesh is soft, looks so feminine, and the color is beautiful.
Yeah, like I said, I really like this. I wasn't expecting to walk out to my garage. I think I was looking for something kind of off-white. Again, those are one of those weird colors, right?
Yep.
I don't ever see off-white Deco mesh in a store. You have your basic colors. It's like a Crayola box with 8 basic crayons or 10 basic crayons. That's generally what you get in the box stores. And Michael's is challenging just because their Deco mesh comes in 12-inch rolls, not 10-inch rolls.
Hi, gals, just joining.
So that makes it a challenge if you're mixing. Okay, so this is where I came down. So this is where I made my first loop. So I'm going to connect it into this one. So I will open this pipe cleaner to complete this jump. As soon as I measure out my 10. There we go. And then again, make sure. Sometimes it helps to just pull it out.
Cheryl, this is a Deco mesh we've had for quite a long time. She believes it came from Craft Outlet.
It's got the same number. You know how you can just look at a Deco mesh roll and go, okay, this came from Craft Outlet, or this came from Michael's. I am guessing that it came from Craft Outlet, but it could be Craft Outlet from
2 years ago.
Up to 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Because when I bought that stash back in April of this year, it was from a wreath maker who had had their materials for the last 6 years. So it's hard when people go, "Where'd you get that?" "Oh no, it was in a bin." So this is what it looks like for now, but I think I'm gonna go back in and thicken it up. So you guys know that sometimes if I have enough Deco mesh and the Deco mesh is a little on the thin side, I will go back and just add it into the middle. And what that means is we're separating the middle from the uppers. So you have this area in here that you're hoping your poofs are going to hide. Now here's the thing. If your poofs do not cover this initial middle, either your poofs are too small, your Deco mesh is too thin and you need to thicken it up, or there's not enough material in between your poofs to spread it wide enough to cover. Like if I spread these two together, they fill that gap. I don't really need to go back in and add it, but because there isn't enough to make a second one, I'm just gonna run it out the roll. So what that does is go back and take 10-inch poofs, and I'm just gonna zigzag them down the middle. And sometimes I skip a row. So in this case, I'm on the bottom rail. I could come up here or go way over here, but that's a pretty big jump. So I'm probably gonna just jump up here. So I might go a little bit less. Then, trying to see my numbers. I'm gonna do about 8 inches, just cause it's right, like 2 inches away. So I'm just gonna connect it with this one. And I'm not gonna open it. I'm just gonna lay it on the inside. And it's just gonna thicken up the whole middle section. And then I'm going to not zigzag down here, it's too close. I'm gonna go over to this one. So it goes from the upper to the lower. So when you're zigzagging, I know my elbow is 10 inches because we've done that measurement before, but you wanna go from the upper to the lower. So I'm gonna go over here and add to this one.
Susan actually said she was about ready to go live. I think she's gonna try doing lives, and then she said had to buy a phone and a laptop in the sale.
Ooh.
And then she said she was so sad she missed Halloween and Christmas even though she bought supplies.
You know what it means is that you're gonna be one step ahead of everybody else next year.
Yep.
So in September, when we're ready to start making our Halloween and Christmas, and everybody's waiting for the stores to get that in stock, you're like, got it, ready to go.
Sue. Yep, hi gals. And then Sharon said, have you ever seen the burlap mesh at Hobby Lobby that is red and burlap squares?
Red and burlap?
Yeah, I think so. We've seen it. It's kind of like a gingham kind of pattern with red and burlap.
I've seen red and black. Red, black, and white.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen red and tan.
Yeah, you can always go back further all the time. And then Kathy said, recently started watching your tutorials, which are great, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm new at this wreath making, and now that I'm in a position now of what to do with my wreaths, need to try to recoup funds spent by more supplies. Yep.
Exactly. I think that's where all of us are at. So things I want you guys to think about while you're looking at those Black Friday sales, or even the sales that are going to be happening throughout the course of the week. We should be wrapping up Christmas. Let's see. They say, I'll have to look at the Wreath Maker's calendar that came out from Julie Samaco from Southern Wreath Charms, but I think by the end of November, we're done with Christmas. And I know that seems difficult to say because it's like people are like, well, I'm just ready to start Christmas. And it's like, but people at the very beginning, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, people either have already picked out their Christmas wreath, or they're in the purchasing of it up to that point. So ask yourself the question, when you're buying a wreath, do you decorate your home before Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving? Do you have a specific day? Because if someone's going to change their color theme with their house, they're gonna probably do it sometime before Thanksgiving. And then keep in mind, if we're shipping these, to make it affordable, it's gonna take about 7 days to ship.
So Vi and Kathy said they just got that mesh at Craft Outlet
This one?
past summer and a couple months ago.
This?
Yep. And then Carolyn said I bought that color mesh from Trendy Tree. So it looks like there's a couple different options. Like, looks like
Yeah.
it's still good.
Well, like I said, it seems like Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop, and Craft Outlet probably all purchased from the same vendor, so that's why the numbers are similar. So one of them is probably going to have it in stock. So if you're in the private group, you get the materials list with the item number and SKU number, so you can go out and look and figure out who has it. I was gonna do that before I started, because I always get asked that question. Where'd you get your Deco mesh from? I don't really know, but it's certainly pretty.
A lot of the girls are still asking about that Deco mesh with the burlap and the. Is it the red burgundy burlap and beige, or is it like more like a buffalo plaid?
What somebody needs to come up with is, what did we say this year? Oh, when we did it's kind of like a rustic burgundy and tan.
Oh yeah.
Somebody came up with that this year, and it's a striped burlap, which is like a burgundy, like it's a rusty red color, and striped with the beige burlap. And we made a lot of the primitive angels from that, but we were saying, why wouldn't someone come out with green?
Yeah,
and
with
beige.
the green and beige.
Because that would just be gorgeous.
And even do a 21 inch, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait, back to what I was saying. So, while you're out shopping your sales, look for deals. So, right now, once we finish up with Christmas, we're moving into Mardi Gras, New Year's, and Valentine's Day. So, when you're buying your ribbon, Valentine's Day, red and white, anything that you could look at a ribbon pattern and think, I could use this in a Valentine's Day wreath. Think along those lines. Pick up your greens. Yeah, pick up your greens. That's St. Patrick's Day. That's going to get you through St. Patrick's Day. So don't just look at it as Christmas. So don't just look at Christmas patterns. Look at their colors and think, could I use this in St. Patrick's Day? Could I use this in a New Year's wreath? Like this would be gorgeous in a New Year's Eve wreath if you top it off with black, like black, white, and gold would be gorgeous New Year's. So think outside of the box a little bit. Don't just think Christmas.
Yeah,
Think ahead.
Katie said she loves that burlap and red plaid.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
using it tonight, in fact, and then she said she was gonna take a picture. Katie, just go ahead and post it on the Facebook page,
Yeah,
on Kat's Facebook page.
just go ahead and, right to the Kats Creations Facebook page. Go, this is the color I was talking about.
Because they did have a couple different colors. They had a burlap red and beige,
I don't remember
and
that.
then they had like a buffalo plaid that was like a
I
red
remember that.
and white and black.
So as you can see, this is really where I'm at. This is all I have left of that roll. So I'm really trying to run it out. These are good. I do this all the time. If you're shipping something in a wreath and you don't want the top of the box to collapse, you can cut these down, tape them to the bottom of your box, and then that way they're, what do you call them? Something that
Support. Yeah, it gives you a center
box
support.
Or you can cut them in half, or just leave them like this and collect 4 of them. And if you have a folding table that you need to raise up to counter height, your little legs in your folding table will go inside here. So you just put one of these on the end of each of your legs, and it will add almost 2 feet to your table. This is 22 inches.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Crafting tips. You guys have seen me do that when we do the mantle and I bring the table over to our fireplace area. I'll use a crafting table, but the table is so low, you need to raise it up. Or those of you doing a craft fair, if you want to raise your table height up, cut them off. Raise your table height.
That's awesome. Susan, she said, I'm 64 and I do Mod Podge, crochet, fabric on wood, etc. Awesome.
Awesome. I think it's great. there's so many people who are seeing this as, you know, something to do in this part of their life. You know, making it a business. Most people are like, I never thought I would ever go into business like this. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Valerie, Kat normally has, or we have craft shows that go on through the first week of December.
I'm doing one.
Doing one.
Oh, that's all I'm doing is one. Just as a favor for somebody who was there for us last year.
Yeah.
So she's really nicely asked / begged, please bring your wreaths to our craft fair. So I said I would. Okay, so this is all I have left, and here's where I did my jump down, so I can't really continue. So what I'm gonna do is take this, kind of fold it so it's not so bulky, and I'm just going to feed it through to the other side and pull all that excess through. And then with a zip tie, should have opened this first. Zip tie, what I'm going to do is take it and secure it where your weld marks are. I kind of just take my not pipe cleaner, zip tie, and I run it between those cross welds like this. And I apologize, our Mevo is in the shop being repaired. So we're doing iPhone. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it, but I'm trying to zoom in and it's not letting me.
Not letting you? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is it's on those cross members. I'm gonna hold this and pull that all the way over. Me and zip ties are not good friends. So doing it between the welds, like it's actually between, it's on rail number 2 on the cross rail, so I kind of go in one side. Let's see if I can do this with a darker color. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going here and here, so it's in between the cross, so it can't slide back and forth, so it's kind of stuck there, but just to one, because if you try to zip tie it to 2, it'll have movement where it can go back and forth. Did you give up? Zoom in?
Yeah, that's...
I know. It's that whole touch screen thing. That's
Yeah.
why the Mevo's great. But, and then really this is my scrap. So I'm okay with throwing that much away.
Oh,
So
I got it.
I will cut this off. Okay, look. What if I bring this to you?
I got it. You can see it now. I zoomed
Okay.
in.
Can you see that?
If you angle it back your way a little bit.
This way?
The top back.
This way?
There you go, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Got it.
So, and now you can tell how much fuller it is just by adding that extra row. It's really made it nice and thick. So that tells you it's a good quality wreath. Okay, now I'm going to add my sign. So, business attached to the back. Why? Because customers are going to lose our business cards. Even if you put them in the box with a nice card, they'll take them out, they'll set them down, they'll put them in a tray inadvertently, not remembering that that's what they did. This will at least tell your customers, hey, if you have a wreath that you purchased from me and it has a sign on it, you can't remember anything else, just look at the back of your sign, pull your wreath out and look at the back, you'll have all my information here. So now what I'm gonna do is attach my sign, even though it already has a little hanger here, it's not enough for me to actually fasten this onto a wreath. So I'm going to use pipe cleaners, same color that I was using on the wreath. And I'm gonna go side to side. So now I can put this one back.
Hi Brenda, hi gals, just joining, no problem. They said they were putting up a Christmas tree.
That's what we'll be doing this weekend.
Probably tomorrow.
Getting the tree up. Okay, so this is a Black & Decker Power Shot. Purchased at Lowe's. I don't know when, I don't know how long ago, I don't remember how much. If you put 1/4 inch staples in it, you can attach your pipe cleaners to the backs of your wooden signs or MDF signs, provided that you don't go greater than 1/4 inch. And that the wood you're stapling it to is at least 1/4 inch or thicker. So.
Remember when we were talking and we were at Hobby Lobby the other day and we actually found they did have a lot of green. And we need to go back and definitely stock up on some 1.5 and 2.5 inch green, different types of colors. A lot of the gals were saying the same thing, that they found that green has been a harder color to find this year.
It's like green ornaments. Why don't people make green ornaments? They will put them in a box with red and gold and green, but it's very difficult to find just a box of green ornaments, because God knows I have enough red, enough silver, enough gold, enough white. Any other combination that they put inside the ornament box, and it's like, if I really want just green, I can't just go into a store and find just green, unless it's a specialty store.
Shirley gave an awesome tip. She said AC Moore has their 100-foot, 125-foot ribbon on sale tomorrow for $5.
What?
Regularly $20.
What?
Yep, that's what she said.
No, what I'm saying is what? Because we don't have an AC Moore here.
Yeah.
We are like, not AC
Oh, that's
Moore.
right. We can't order online either.
Nope, AC Moore does not allow you to order online. So what I've done is just attached my pipe cleaners to the sign. I put a couple little twists in them.
Make sure you use 1/4 inch staples.
Yeah, I said 1/4. And that your sign has to be at least 1/4 inch thick. Otherwise you'd have staples popping out the side of your sign. Adhesive squares, could you use them on this? The answer is yes, but I would take those little adhesive 1-inch squares that people use for their pipe cleaners or zip ties and add a layer of glue around the outside edge. Because I've just had so many of them pull apart when you put tension on that or add some weight on it.
Now I'm going to say, what? Susan said they do have online now. I ordered today.
But I think you have to, like...
Christina said AC Moore is online now.
But sometimes they don't deliver to California. I don't know why.
That's true.
It will just get a message that says, sorry, we currently don't deliver to California. And I'm like, why? Just like their Christmas tree shop. They don't deliver to California. So I sent them a nice email saying, why not? You know, money is the same here in California as it is everywhere else. So now I'm just gonna run this down. I'm gonna flip it over. I go between my rails just like I'm attaching it with the pipe cleaner on the regular work frame. Again, greater stability. So I'm just gonna add this.
Yeah, somebody said they just set up their online ordering this week.
Maybe because they figured out they were missing out from those people in California.
Beverly said,
Like
can
me.
you repeat the kind of ribbon? She hasn't started using the ribbon yet, so she will.
And I will honestly tell you, I don't know where one of them came from. I actually just opened a box and there were scraps in it. And I was like, this is really pretty. I don't know where it comes from. But I will tell you the ones I do know where it comes from. Because there was 10 pieces cut. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use those. I have no other way of using them in a wreath design. So again, back through 2. Just like so. So what do you guys think so far?
Angelic.
Oh, I know. Cute, angelic
Debbie said,
music.
love the sign.
Cracker Barrel. So those are, and Cracker Barrel does have online stores. So if you're in the private group, you guys get the item number, so you can just take the item number and go online to Cracker Barrel and order what you need. So I'm pulling my pipe cleaners out that were under my sign. Okay, giveaway. 2 numbers, okay?
Okay, guys, we're ready for the giveaway.
Well, it's going to take some work on your behalf while I'm assembling the thing.
Yep.
So this is so you know I have not pre-selected my favorite people to win. So one of them is for a $25 Hobby Lobby gift card. So I know those of you in Canada, you can still have your stuff shipped to your family in the United States and they can ship it back to Canada for you, or when you take your trips across the border to shop, then you can shop at Hobby Lobby. The other is for Bodabra, so I'm going to have it shipped directly to you, from me to you. So numbers have to be, again, The first person who comes up with the correct number, so people could put like 7 and 7 and 7, it's the first person who picked the number 7 who's going to get the actual giveaway. And then we'll announce the winner at the very end.
If nobody picks the numbers, it's the first person closest to
it.
Under the number.
Under,
right.
Not over.
Right.
Unless it's like over by 1. Because if it was like 7 and the closest number was like 8 and nobody picked any number around that, I'd give it to the person who had 8.
Okay.
So Steve's up to calculating. So number has to be between 1 and 300. So 1 to 300. So now this will give you guys something to do while I go back in and add everything else.
Okay, well we already have one winner on the dot, pegged it.
Okay, can we just like wait to the end where we'll announce the winners?
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go back in and I'm adding 12-inch pieces of 10-inch Deco mesh. I do have the item number for this. It's a gold and an ivory. So it's got gold iridescent, which means it's not gold foil threads. So when you look at it into the light, it's rainbow hued. So I'm going to take this and actually add it in to, I probably did this again. Let me take my sign out. Let me remove my sign so I can add some to the ones underneath. This is what happens when you get to talking.
So the numbers between 1 and 300. Whoever picks the number closest to it or on the dot, and it's the first person that I see, we already have the numbers written down. We'll take it and we'll post those numbers. We'll tell who the winners are at the end.
Okay. So I'm taking 10-inch Deco mesh cut to 12-inch pieces and putting ruffles in, and it's to add. The gold in here is actually gold reflective, but I want to kind of add a little bit of that iridescent to it. So I'm actually going to come in and add some iridescent pieces. And that's the only reason I'm taking these and adding them to the wreath. It could totally stand on its own.
Kathy asked, can we choose more than one number?
You can choose as many numbers as you want. You just have to be on here when that number's announced.
Yep.
So I'm going through and doing the ones in the front or on the middle. It's just because I wanted this to have a rainbow effect. And unfortunately, this is gold, but not gold iridescent. So I'm sure Steve's like on the numbers. If both of them come up, you can say stop. Okay. So I'm going around the inside so then I can add my sign.
Sharon, numbers are between 1 and 300. We're doing a giveaway for 2 prizes.
Yep.
And you can pick numbers as long as you want until somebody hits it on the number.
Who does that on
We already have one number pegged, so we're looking for one more.
Yeah, but don't tell.
Oh, I didn't.
Almost did.
I did? Wait
Almost did.
No, I didn't. You can keep guessing until I tell you everyone that another number has been, or the second number has been taken. And then it'll be done.
And then remember, it's based on how it pops up on our end. Because somebody could be typing it in and then they haven't hit enter, but somebody else typed in the exact same number and they hit enter before you do. I just don't know. Servers are slow. I feel bad for people doing giveaways when they're like that.
Now you're going to get us comments of
Numbers.
numbers.
That's okay. Numbers, numbers, numbers. While I'm adding just Deco mesh to the inside. Again, to thicken it up.
Janet, you can pick numbers as long as you want between 1 and 300. We'll announce that one number's already been taken.
But he doesn't, you don't know which number that is.
Right. Well, I know the number, but I'm not going to say anything until the end. And then there's one more number. Once I see it, I'll say, okay, that number's been taken, and that's it. And then we'll announce the winners at the end.
Okay. So now I'm going to the outside 12 and adding some more. I I just really wanted this to have a regal look to it. Soft, but regal. Okay. I think you are the same. Yes. So I am not opening up my pipe cleaners. I am just adding this extra Deco mesh piece right to the outside. Thanks. This is like the Black Friday sale that everybody wants. You know what kind of Black Friday sale I'd like to see? Grocery store Black Friday. Like buy one, get one free.
Right.
Buy a gallon of milk, get a loaf of bread for free. I mean, think about how many people would buy out a grocery store. Why don't grocery stores do Black Friday? Probably because they make a profit every month. Because people have to buy groceries. Okay. The hard part is going in and finding all my pipe cleaners. You having fun, babe?
Everybody asks, by adding ruffles to the Poufs, what does that do?
I'm adding the color. So I'm adding these, you guys have a hard time to see it. It has a rainbow hue to all of the metal threads. So when you adding it, it's changing the color effect of like when the sun hits this or direct light hits it, now it's not just gonna be golden white, it's gonna be rainbow golden white.
Martha, no, she doesn't open up the pipe cleaner, she adds it right on top.
Just stick it right on top.
Hi Christina, hi gals just joining.
So I'm just opening this up.
Happy Thanksgiving to all the gals, hope you all have a great day.
Okay. So
Victoria, we're doing, we're giving away 2 gifts.
people are like, what are all the numbers
So
for?
they're picking 2 numbers. Well, right now they're picking one number between 1 and 300. One of the numbers have already been pegged, so
They
we're
won't
waiting
tell
for
you.
somebody to hit the last one. And you can keep choosing as many numbers as you want until I see the number get hit.
Yep. And I cover all your shipping costs to ship the stuff out to you too. Okay. So, here's my other one. It's finding, well, another thing too, adding this Deco mesh does is it's still creating, number one, more texture, but more thickness. Because that's the one thing that I'm told more often than not is how thick my wreaths are.
Yeah, plus the ruffles adds thickness to it.
Yeah. It's just adding a different dimension. As soon as I find them all. There we go.
Yvonne, the 10-inch mesh is from Paper Mart.
Yes, this was from
And
Paper Mart.
The 21 inches from Craft Outlet.
Now, Paper Mart though, you have to have a wholesale license, which means that you have to have a business license to order from them. But you can order online and their prices are really good. If you live in Southern California, you can order from Paper Mart and we'll call your order and be able to pick it up that way. So I have 3 more to go and then I can add my sign.
And the other number is pegged.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys can stop
So
guessing
you
numbers?
guys can stop guessing numbers. We got the 2 numbers and we'll tell them at the end.
Okay. So you guys got to be on here because I need you to message me with your address so I can get these out to you ASAP. I mean, if you order something, don't you want it like right away? That's my whole thing. Okay.
You guys can stop picking numbers. We got the second number, so we'll announce the 2 names at the end.
Okay. Did you write them down?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Last last one. Okay, that worked out perfectly. See, and the time it took me to add 18 pieces of Deco mesh. I think this whole thing right here is just a great base for almost anything. Man, I have 3 or 4 signs that I could easily use on this design. So this is what it looks like. So it just adds these bands of rainbow into the wreath. You don't have to zoom in.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't want you to like get stuck. I'm the worst person at trying to zoom in and zoom out. So now I'll go in and attach this to our frame. And you can just poke it right through your Deco mesh. It also creates an extra added layer for your sign, so that it's not sitting on just the softer Deco mesh. As soon as I can get it through. Problem with pipe cleaners is they get stuck on fibers. There we go. Okay. So let me add this one. Go around and grab the other.
Tina, yeah, we could see your comments. Happy Friday, gals. David said that's really pretty colored mesh. Yes, it is.
I know. This is like my favorite now.
Yvonne asked, can you order with a retail license?
Believe so. You just have to have your seller's permit number or tax ID number. That's all they need. Okay. So now we've kind of gone back, but then moved forward. So now I'm gonna add the ribbons. So the ribbons that I've picked are...
Like I was saying, it's really full looking. That's because you went back and added
the Deco mesh.
the Deco mesh, the
Yeah,
change.
exactly. And you can still see all your gold and everything else.
Yep.
So tails, right? This is the one I don't know where it came from, because these were actually just sitting in a bin. So I just pulled them out and I was like, ooh, that's pretty. This one I do not know. The tails are cut 2.5 inches, are cut to 13 inches. This one, which is my favorite ribbon, it's like made out of material.
Gals, we found you can stop picking numbers. Two gals picked pegged the numbers, so we'll announce it at the end.
So this came from Craft Outlet. This embossed, it's not even really embossed, it's just like a fabric fleur-de-lis ribbon. And then the gold, and this came from Hobby Lobby's Christmas section, and this came from Hobby Lobby non-Christmas section. So I'm gonna go back in just on the outside and I'm gonna add some ribbon tails and ribbons just to pop this wreath a little bit more.
Merrily, the 10-inch Deco mesh is cut to 12 inches.
Yes.
Face of the sign.
Cracker Barrel for the sign.
Wilhelmine, the difference between a retail and a business license. A retail license is when you just go into a store that you want to purchase from and you fill out their information and they give you a retailer license to be able to buy it from their store.
But you should have had to have also supplied a seller's
permit.
like a federal tax ID number in order to get that retail permit.
Right. A business's license is actually when you go to your bank and apply for a business account. You have to go to your city or your jurisdiction and apply for a business license.
Not to the bank. You go to the city and fill out your...
That's what I said.
You said bank. But we kind of get your understanding. It's generally where you set up your bank information too.
Yep.
So I'm just going around and adding ribbon tails, and I'm alternating this versus the pattern stripe.
The ribbons are cut to
13 inches.
13 inches.
And then the 1.5 are cut to 14 inches. So I want these ones to come out a little bit further. Actually, that wasn't true. This was already cut to 13. So I was like, let's play with 13 today and see what happens. And we shall see.
Read it. For a business license, you have to go to the city or or the county, or depends on where you live, a province, and apply for a business license.
Basically.
And you can use that to open up like a banking account if you want to.
Or or obtaining a seller's permit. Seller's permits you can get online. Generally, they are free. Make sure that if you're searching within your city to how to apply for a seller's permit, you don't pull up an ad, because an ad will charge you to set up a seller's permit, telling you that it costs you money to do so. It doesn't. It just helps your state know that you're in an industry where potentially you could make money. But if you apply for them now, you're not going to hit $20,000 in sales before the end of the year.
And Linda, she's only doing one per tie right now. She's doing all the 2.5 inch right now.
Alternating.
She's alternating.
Between this and then the striped. So I'm just going all the way around. Because then there's some of these that I'm not going to add the 1.5 inch ribbon to. I'm going to add the gold, or they're kind of like a dull ornament ball to them.
Shirley said, if you have a tax ID number, can that be used to buy tax exempt?
Yes.
Yes.
Just keep in mind, you need to know the implications of your state. Like for mine, it's weird. I live in California, but California is called it's a destination state, which means that if I'm a seller and I'm shipping my items within the state of California, I have to pay tax on all items and all sales within the state of California. But if I live in California and I ship my items outside of California, it's tax, I don't really want to say it's tax free. I don't have to calculate those into my taxes. So it's great for me to sell online, because I would say 95% of my sales are outside my own state. And the ones that are, when you look at it over a year span of time, you don't really have much revenue generated.
Right.
So you could easily have $1,000 in sales, and 1,000 of them is California. The other $99,000 was outside the state.
Mm-hmm. Yvonne said yes. You have to have a retail license for craft shows. Yes.
Yes. They will generally tell you. Some don't. Like, it's weird. Some will tell you you have to have it, but then they'll never ask you to provide it. But it's always good to have it in the event someone shows up and says, hey, I'm here checking licenses of all your vendors.
Marilee asked a good question.
What's that?
She says, is there a system to know how big ruffles and ribbons to use with your 10-inch Poufs?
No. In all honesty, what I do and what I've taught people how to do in the beginning is create what's called a mock-up before you carve into all your rolls of ribbon, which means you take, if I was to do a wreath like this, I would
Poof 1 or 2 sections.
Poof 1 or 2 sections, enough to make that section full. And then I would look at it and I go, Then cut your ribbon and play with the lengths. Like, start with the largest length you would want to use.
Right, because you can always cut it down.
Because you can always cut that ribbon, that one piece of ribbon down. But you don't want to cut too short, and then you have to go back and cut another one longer, and so on and so forth. So once you get those down and put them in your mock-up, look at how they lay, and if you like it, it basically created a materials list of what you're going to put throughout your whole wreath.
I think depending upon your thickness and what type of method you use,
What
for your 2.5 inch ribbon, you're anywhere between 10 to 13 inches, right? And then your 1.5 inch, you're like between 12 to 15 inches or something.
It depends on what you're looking for. You know, are you looking to do tails? Are you looking to do bows? What look are you looking for with the end product in mind? Are you looking, like when I do my ribbon tails, I'm looking to add dimension to the outside. So you generally won't see me add these to the inside 6, just to the outside ones. Just to kind of fill those little holes in the outside, but you don't have to. For those just starting out, this is adding, you know, every little thing that you add is adding more and more material costs to your wreath, which means you have to charge a little bit more for it. Here's my last one. Okay. I guess I do. I will plug my glue gun in while I'm going through and doing my bow. I am going to add a bow to the top with different colors. Same kind of colors here. So we plug this in, so we're good to go. Because I was just like, oh, that's right, we're adding ornaments. So I'll put these here for a second. So I'm using my bow dabber.
These are beautiful colors. Also, you're just putting one tail in the pipe cleaner. For now, yes, just one tail.
Yeah, and I'm not opening it. I'm just laying it on top, adding it like a twist and a half.
There's going to be a lot of things
What?
in this wreath.
Yeah, a lot. Okay, so the colors that I have picked for my bow are gonna be this ribbon, which says Christmas begins with Christ. And then I call this film strip ribbon because that's what it reminds me of. The white with the bands on the outside and then the solid in the middle. We're gonna do these two, and then we're gonna add these two colors to the top to kind of tie those all in. And I think I'm gonna do this one on the bottom because I want the words a little closer to the top. So to dovetail any ribbon, you're going to take and fold it with the wired edges towards the outside. This one actually has the wired edges right as the colors separate, but your still process is the same. You're gonna cut from the outside to the corner to get your dovetail. So this is gonna make all your Christmas packages look amazing because you're not gonna have these funky, weird edges. And I kind of just will take it and lay it on the top and go, how long do I want my tails to hang? I'm kind of happy with this length here, which is, these are 8 inches. So 8-inch tails. So when you're using the bow dabber, the only thing you have to remember is twist. So put it in. So right side fabrics here, wrong side fabrics on the other side. So
Katie, we'll get to your question towards the end.
and then, what is that?
She just wanted to know what the price would be for this.
Oh, okay. So doing this, you're gonna twist and stick it in, and I'll tell you what size loops they are. 1, 2, 3. I wanna say they're like 4.5-inch loops, which is almost perfect with an 8-inch tail, 4.5-inch loops on the 2.5-inch ribbon. So again, twist, put it in, and then I'm just gonna measure this so I know that my loops are the same. Because once you have this down, then it's just a matter of twist, matching them up, and making sure they're both the same. So I just give them a tug, same thing, twist, push it back in. And then we know we have 8 inches on this. Okay, so 8 inches here, so we're gonna cut. So that'll take care of this ribbon. This ribbon came from Gordon's, which is only in, I wanna say, Louisiana. But I believe you can order online.
Is that one of the ones Christina?
Christina
Wow.
was nice enough to take me on a virtual shopping trip over the phone and got to pick out ribbon from her local store. So this was from Gordon's. And this came from Craft Outlet, the Christmas with Christ. So that's what it looks like, or Christmas begins with Christ. So we've always got to cut the folded edge off.
Very fitting ribbon.
I know, right? Been waiting to use it. Sometimes you just gotta wait until it all comes together. So dovetail, we're doing 8-inch tails.
You guys, remember for the giveaway at the end of this, you got to be present because we're going to ask for your addresses.
Yeah, you have to message them ASAP. Okay, so we're still doing 4-inch loops. So I just grab the bottom, or 4.5 for the 2.5 inch. 4.5-inch loops, 8-inch tails. So it's always twist. Push it back in. And then make sure it's all the same. So this is what I learned on, which is why I gravitate towards it first.
Hey, my old friend Sean Grody's is watching. Hey, Sean.
Really?
How you doing, man? Yeah.
I have one more to go. So it's getting all twisted. There we go.
I think he's actually down in Long Beach area.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. Okay, twist. So if you can get that whole twist procedure down, you can narrow down, nail down your bows perfectly. And you'll have fun with all of your Christmas packages this year.
Hi, Brenda. Hey, Mary.
Which is perfect because this ended kind of where I wanted it to. And then we're going to add our 1.5. So we're going to come back in. I want gold because this has this gold doesn't have an awful lot of tensile strength to it. It has wire, but it's very thin. So I like to lay that on top of other ribbon that does, so it can do what I want it to do. And I'm going to do these 2 6-inch tails. So I'm bringing it up, and then I'm going to probably end up doing 3-inch.
3-inch loops.
3-inch loops.
Yes, I love the ribbon.
Gotta make it pretty, right? Because one of the gifts that the wise men brought Christ was gold.
Yep.
So this is all about that. Okay. So it's getting kind of thick in there, but that's okay. It'll hold one more time. It's kind of wanting to pop up. But if I don't mess with it too much, it should stay where I need it to. There we go. Okay, there's that one. And the last one. Gotta have a gorgeous bow. Thanks, babe. He just handed me a pipe cleaner. The man knows me. So I'm gonna bring this one in just a little bit more. Just on the tails. Keep my loops the same. This is a thicker ribbon. It's funny, they're both from Hobby Lobby, but one's Christmas and the other isn't. It's their everyday ribbon. Okay, almost done. One more loop and a tail. The only reason I'm going to stick this in here is because I don't want my ribbon to pop out, but it will compress it all. So there you go. The nice thing with the Bow Dabra, also with the Pro Bows, you can use leftover scraps of ribbon to make something really amazing. So this little extra piece in here is just to compact and press all your ribbon together. So it just makes it for a small section to pick up and twist. So you just pick up the whole thing, and I kind of put the section of the bow between my fingers so I can just pull them and hold it until you get your twist going. So now we're going to add this to our wreath. And I know where I want to put it. Now it's just a matter of getting it down to the frame, which should be fairly simple. Just like so.
Kathy said it's buffering. Yeah, my buffering on your side, gals. We have it directly plugged into Ethernet, so it's probably just Facebook or Wi-Fi.
Gotta love Facebook. So
Donna just said this is beautiful, but can't hear you very well. Just
I
depends on your
apologize.
device.
Well, and we're not on the Mevo, so we're missing our HD connection, but we should have it hopefully by next week.
Teresa said the sound is gone. Donna said sound almost gone.
Really?
Yeah, they're saying it's buffering, but I don't really see it's buffering on my side.
Are you seeing anything on your end? On your phone?
Everything looks fine.
Okay. Try logging out, logging back in, ladies. So I'm gonna just keep taking
Yeah,
this.
Linda said it's okay there. Susan said she can hear.
Okay. It just might be an
Lee said
internet
she can hear
connection.
fine. Yeah, it just could be your internet connection.
So I'm just, once you attach it to your wreath, you have a really good fluff section. So you can fluff it like crazy. And I'll fix this in a minute. I'm just getting my bow where I want it to be. Okay. Now pull. And then our final bow. So I will fix this all over my sign. Get my ribbon tails where they should go. Flip this over. Nope, I had it the right way.
Kathy said bows have been a big challenge for me. I did get a Bodabra, I haven't mastered it yet.
Really?
Yep.
It just takes a little bit of practice.
Rennie said I found it easier to fluff on the wreath and not on the fluff on the bow box.
I do too. When I fluff it on the box or a board, I end up having to refluff it anyway the minute I pull it off and put it on my bow, because like I am here, I'm constantly moving it. And if you want your tail shorter, obviously it's easier to go shorter when it's on here,
Yep.
than trying to kind of guess where this is going to wind up.
Sharon, a lot of gals use actual like floral wire to put their bows on, but Kat uses the twist ties, which are a lot thicker. So
Okay,
you can twist tie it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
She said don't twist it too tight.
Oh, I twist it. Trust me, I twist it. And I think that's the difference between the gauge of your floral wire. So if you have pretty thin floral wire,
Yeah.
yeah, you can. I have had that happen, break right through my bows
With
before,
floral wire, but not
Yeah.
with twist ties, or not with the twist
because they
ties.
go a little longer. Okay. So I might want to cut these down just a touch. This one's just a little too long.
Yep, Cindy, the sign came from Cracker Barrel. And thank you, Regina.
What's
Regina
that?
said she was replying to Cindy. Cindy said it came from Cracker Barrel.
Oh yeah, I love the sign. Okay, so let me turn it this way because it's always easier to, like when you're making your own wreaths, you're gonna fluff it the way you see it. You know, you're fluffing your bow facing you. Okay. And open. Okay.
Brenda, she's not using a gauge of wire. She's actually using a Chanel stand or a twist tie.
One of these.
Yep.
Just because I can, it's easier for me to feel it
And she can
going
grab
down
it.
through the Deco mesh.
Yeah, she can grab it easier and she can tie it easier.
I grab it easier so I don't poke myself. Okay.
You want to hold it up?
Yeah.
So that's what it looks like so far, gals. Yep.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. So really quick, let me put the ribbons in. So I have the solid gold going on top of the striped. So I do what's called a half bow. You think of this like an awareness ribbon, so about a 2-inch loop. I'm going to pinch them together. And then inside the pipe cleaner, I'm going to take and do this so that I have a really nice bow inside where those ribbon tails are. I don't open the pipe cleaners. I just come in and lay those right on the top. So And this is where I will cut my pipe cleaners off, and I tuck it behind my bows. So that you get an effect that looks like that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to take the striped ones, and the striped ones are going to go on the solid gold.
So she alternates colors.
Yeah. I think. Well, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to actually put, where are my balls?
So the pipe cleaners are 12-inch long pipe cleaners. So when you bend them and tie them, you have, roughly 6 inches to be able to poke into the wreath form to tie it on the back.
I'm actually going to
And
add
then Rini asked, how long do you cut the ribbon? The 1.5 inch on this is cut to 14.
14.
And the 2.5 inch is cut to 13. Right?
Yes.
13.
Wow. I know. I changed it up on you.
Yeah, you did.
I just wanted to keep you on your toes today.
Well, you kept it with the original pieces that you had, which were scraps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've taken the little ornament thing off. I've cut the little nub on my ornament that's there because I use the plastic non-breakable ones. And I'm actually going to come in with Gorilla Glue because I like Gorilla Glue. I've never had a problem thus far with my Gorilla Glue balls falling off my wreaths. So I'm just going to add some ornaments as I go around. So the ones that, like I'll add one here. The ones that I don't add an ornament ball to will have a ribbon tail in it. So I think I'm only doing it on 2. And then some of the inside ones. Because we didn't do anything with the inside ones that are still kind of popping out.
Vilya, when you use the Bodabra, she, on the very bottom, 2.5 inch, she was using 8-inch tails, right?
8-inch tails, 4.5 inch loops.
4.5 inch loops. So by the time she finishes and she puts the 4 loops on, and then she cuts it with the other 8-inch tail, she doesn't really know how long actually the ribbon is. She just gauges it off the Bodabra.
I could pull it apart, but then I'd have to reassemble it.
So, but they are 8-inch tails with 4.5 inch loops on the very bottom, 2.5 inch, and then she staggers them inward as she builds to the top. So the top is 6-inch tails with 3-inch
Loops.
Right. Beverly, she will be selling this wreath, right?
Yes.
Yes, this will be posted to her Etsy shop, and she'll tell you how much the wreath is at the end.
Well, the great thing is everything in my shop right now is 20% off. Everything. Wreath supplies that I have in there. What do you call them?
Okay.
Tinsel tie frames.
Vilya, the small bows that she's doing right now, those are 14 inches.
And then I start with I just fold it in half, make a 2-inch loop. So that's exactly 2 inches. And then you kind of make like little awareness bows out of them. So I'll take them and I'll twist them in and then do my pipe cleaners like 5 times. Pretty tight.
And she'll cut it off.
Cut it off and then wrap it, the little nub behind. And then I just kind of pull them to the side like so. And then pull your ribbon tails. So they look like little awareness bows. I guess. Awareness ribbons. We call them half bows.
Yeah.
Because they just have 1 loop.
Somebody wants to know.
Oh, everybody wants to know this. I swear.
It's a Black and Decker Power Shot.
See, Power Shot.
So it's ergonomic.
So yeah, when you're pushing, you're not doing it this way. You're pushing down.
Forward. Right.
So it's for people who have limited hand.
Yep.
Stuff.
And it might have a new name. I've had that for years. So
What?
that staple gun.
I don't know. We'll have to look for it. It's model number 5700M as in Mary. Because that's what's written on the side of the...
Yep.
So I don't know if Black and Decker still makes them, but sure. So
Yvonne, I've made several wreaths. She said, so when is Steve going to make a wreath?
yeah, he has. He's actually on YouTube too, doing his wreath. He did one for Father's Day. He did a fishing wreath.
And I help her cut the Deco mesh, and I'm like a sous
Sous chef, kind of.
wreather.
Huh? That one's all
I help her prep a lot of stuff.
painted over. I don't like that one.
And Goody, I think we answered your questions.
Sorry.
The 1.5 bows are cut to 14 inches.
That one was just all chewed up.
Ooh.
I know. So I'm going to add this one, and probably this and this. Yeah. I'm going to add 2 of these. So I pop these off. Just don't, you can use your wire cutters, and then I use my wire cutters to snip this off.
And because they're
Over the
shatterproof,
trash.
you can cut the tip right off.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. And then we're hot gluing around where I cut it off. We're adding this in. Same thing with this one. Just to make it a little bit different.
Yvonne said we'll have to check you out on YouTube. That's fun.
Steve,
Yeah.
just look for Father's Day fishing wreath.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to find him.
And I've made Santa hats with her and all sorts of. I made candy cane
Last year.
last year.
Last
Yeah,
year
I've
he
made
helped
them.
quite a bit. Yeah, this year he's kind of been like, it's your thing. He'll help me cut, and then he does all the comments for me and zooms in, zooms out, so then I can just keep going. And I don't have to stop and read comments. Okay. Same thing. So, okay. Almost to the end. So I'm just gonna add a couple more of my ribbon pieces. This one felt weird. It feels really super thick. Oh, I was like, it feels like there's 2 of them in there. Like, wow, that's some thick ribbon. I'm gonna need to stock up on that. Also too, during your Christmas clearance, think about beige ribbon for summer. All your beach wreaths. Look at colors, and I know it's 6 months away, right? We're not even in Christmas yet. We're like beach theme wreaths. I mean, I went to Joann's and bought specific ribbon just for beach next year. So when everyone else is like, where'd you get that ribbon? It was like last year at Christmas they had that.
Thank you, Cheryl and Debbie. She said you guys are such a good team.
We try to be, right? You're like, no. Okay.
Thank you, Lorinda. She said the Power Shot is on Amazon for 28 bucks and change.
Get it. Because it takes a lot. Husbands love it. Like Steve loves it when he puts up the Christmas lights outside because he just snaps and pushes, right? You don't have to do the old squeeze.
And it takes 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch staples.
Yep. Doesn't
Even
it
longer
come
ones.
with both of them?
Huh?
I think it comes with both of them in the box.
I think it comes with a sample of each, yeah.
Maybe. So I'm just going around the back side.
Marilee, the size of the 1.5 inch, cut to 14 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And the size of the 2.5 is cut to 13 inches.
Because I tried to make this one pretty thick. 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that's awesome, Cheryl. She said I ended up finding 3 rolls of that ribbon that you stretched out from Joann's.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Everybody is like, even afterwards, after we went off air, she's like playing with the ribbon sample. I was like, I need to buy you some of that ribbon? What else were you playing with?
It's a Black & Decker Power Shot. Read it. Oh, I just like that ribbon. It was so cool.
No. Oh, when we were making Santa hats this week.
Mm-hmm.
Steve's all taking the Santa hat, the little
belt
balls, and he was playing with the balls. It was like the Santa things that go on the end, the tinsel pom-poms, remember?
Oh.
Because they're all squishy like snow.
I wasn't playing with it. I was just trying to open up the tip. Open up the...
You were playing with them. Would you care to tell everybody what you bought at Hobby Lobby?
I bought some of them. Because
Why?
they'd be cool to put on wreaths and other stuff.
He buys these little mini, like 1/2 inch to 1 inch, little mini pom-poms with the little tinsel on them. I was like, why are you getting this? He goes, we could put these on wreaths. I'm like, where would we put this on wreaths? And he's like,
Anywhere you want.
yeah, it was like I don't really have an answer, but I just like them because they're fun to play with.
You can put them inside the little half post.
We just bought you cardboard cones so you can make Christmas trees out of them. I was like, here, you can play with them. You can glue them all on these little cardboard styrofoam things like we did the ribbon trees. I'll make a pom-pom tree. Okay, last one. Why am I short? One gold. But I have one of the other one cut. I don't know. Don't know. Up one short. So we will just cut this last one, add a couple balls to the inside, and we're done.
David said she found 5 of those rolls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Christina said, did you use all your Gordon's ribbon? No, you still have a lot, right?
Where's my, this is my Gordon's. I have a lot. We need to talk. I didn't have Christina go back and shop for me again.
Yeah, Ray said if you have a cat, they love them.
The pom-poms?
The pom-poms.
We did. We had one cat who loved red ones, but he passed away like 3 years ago. They were his favorite toy. But yeah, that and pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners make ultimate cat toys. Our cats like them. We take them and twist them into little coils that they can bat around the floor. Okay, so let me take these. Let me add a couple more. We're going to be fluffing that bow till we're all done. Okay, so now I have a couple spaces in the center down. I'm going to add some ornaments too. So I'm going to take my pipe cleaners because they're mostly under this line. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. One on the side, and then I'm going to add a couple balls, ornaments. And my ornaments, the whole tube from Dollar Tree, and they have them in all different colors. So these are perfect for angel tree toppers. What else do we buy this for? Anywhere you just want inexpensive ribbon or balls to put on your wreath. What?
Sharon said there's a Gordon's in Green Bay.
Green Bay, North Carolina?
No, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when you go on Gordon's website, it only shows the 2 locations in,
Hi Denise, hi guys, just joining. Linda said, do you put any ribbons on the inside ring?
No. This is where I'm going to come in and I'm just going to add a couple of the ornaments. So I'm going to probably add one down here. Should have done this before. This is so noisy. There's one more. I would use the other one. But they don't make the containers easy to open. There's that one.
Oh, Christina said it's not the same Gordon's.
Oh, because I think it's Gordon's. I'm trying to think because when I look up the website, look at it. You have to destroy the box just to get your ornaments out.
Martha, the Deco mesh, when you put the glue, the hot glue on the ornament and you push it into the Deco mesh acts like a net and it just holds the glue in and it solidifies it and it anchors it in. It works great.
Okay. Not gonna put that one on because that's the one that had the horrible.
Sure, it's probably, yeah, since it's not the same Gordon's, they're probably not going to carry the same stuff.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I will finish it off. So let me just glue.
Depending upon the sign and what she wants to do, sometimes she does put ribbons on the inside and the outside.
Yeah, but I'm trying really hard not to take away from the sign at this point. Wow, I didn't even cut that one off. That's weird. I could have sworn I did. Okay. So as you can tell, large amounts of glue. And then tuck it in. And this one I've done, making sure it's not the one that had the really bad paint job on it. Okay. And upside down. There we go. And I move these to the side. I think I got them all. So let me show you what it looks like on the door. Okay. Moving all that stuff.
Sharon, yeah, we have before. She said, do you ever put fairy lights around a sign?
I have. Usually what I try to do is either I'll put the lights on before I assemble the wreath. This would look gorgeous if you added lights to it. Unfortunately, I'm out of my fairy lights because I used them on so many different wreaths.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people want to have them put on their wreaths. So they don't just want to pay the extra, even though they're battery operated. So that's where it's at. So let me make sure my bows are all fluffed. My tails are where they're supposed to be.
So you can just stand right next to it, because I've had to zoom in on this one.
So I'm trying to make sure my tails. Let me go over here real quick. Okay.
Wow, the gals are saying beautiful, stunning, awesome, simply gorgeous. Thank you, gals. Give her lots of likes and lots of loves. Go ahead and feel free to share this. Share it on your page and share it to others.
Let us.
Hi, Tricia, no problem. Sorry you missed it. You can always go watch the replay.
Okay. So is that okay?
Yeah, looks awesome.
It's straight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if I can.
It's
This thing is
weird because the sign has so much glare in it. When I look at it with the lights on it, I can't see it. It looks like down.
Yeah, you can actually see it in the camera.
Oh, good.
So.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So yes, this is available online.
There you go.
Okay. So yes, it is available online. I already have it listed in my store. I would normally ask probably $100 for it, but because I'm doing the 20% off until Monday, it's only $80. So it's taking $20 off, which basically pays for almost all the shipping, depending upon where you're at. So, yeah, that's that one. So, what questions do you guys have about the wreath?
A lot of the gals are saying this is gorgeous, one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Beautiful as always. We can do the numbers.
Yep. You know who?
Yep.
Okay, wait. Let me do the first one.
Okay.
Let me find it, just so you guys can see. Look, just so you know, I did not change the numbers. They've been sitting here the whole time.
So
117 was who?
117 was Christina Hadel.
Oh, and you get the $25 Hobby Lobby gift card.
Yay.
So I will send me, I think I have your address, but just do me a favor, Christina, just email me or message me with your shipping address and I'll put it in the mail to you tomorrow. And then the last ones, this is for the Bow Dabra. So again, 277.
And it's totally funny. The very first number posted was 277.
Who was it?
By Susan Testa Harrell.
Okay, Susan. So if you can message me, don't leave a comment below, just click the message, like to send me a message, or email me at KatsCreationsNMore@gmail.com with your mailing address so I can get your Bow Dabra out to you in the mail. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you for spending your Black Friday with me. And
Susan, let us know if you're still on.
yeah.
Because Christina said yay, so she knows about it.
Okay. So did you post her name? Like, did you put it in the comments?
I will right now.
Okay. So Steve's going to put the name in there. It's Susan Testa, Testa, Harrell?
Yep.
Right? Okay. So you need to get
And
those.
then 277 is Susan.
Yeah. Testa. like
And
Harrell. Harrell. I think that's what I said. Anyway, so Sunday for the private group, we're going over some tips on how to help you decorate your Christmas tree on a budget. So that's why Steve has to get our Christmas tree up. So for those of you that do the artificial Christmas trees for whatever reason, I'm going to show you how you can take a relatively inexpensive tree and buying stuff either from the Dollar Tree or Big Lots and turn that into something really, really amazing. And of course, everything's interchangeable, nothing stays on the trees, so you can change them out as your colors change.
yep. So Susan said yes. She said
Okay.
thank you. So
Message me so I can send that out to you
message
directly.
us your addresses so we can get those out to you.
Exactly.
And Susan won the Bodabra. Right?
Yes, exactly. So everything you need to know to make some Christmas bows.
Awesome.
So think about those too. Those of you that are doing your craft show, take some Christmas ribbon with you and make bows. I mean, sit at your station and make bows. You know, even if you want to do a bow making class at the craft fair, you know, get your name out there, socialize, mix with your people in your community. Lots of fun stuff to do.
Cheryl said, I'm not going to decorate my tree until I see your live.
Oh,
Until
I
after
know.
see your
It'll
live.
it'll totally save you from having to take stuff off and then do it a totally different way.
Yep.
So we're going to show you the easy order of how to decorate and some cheat sheet things you can do to really make those trees come to life.
Yep.
Without spending a ton of money for like a $500 tree. You might spend $500 in your ornaments depending upon your taste, but we keep them inexpensive. I think we did ours from Big Lots last year.
A lot of the bulbs, were from Big Lots.
All right. So I will see all of you later. Have a great rest of the weekend. Private group, I will see you on Sunday at 5. For those of you interested in my private group, message me and let me know. I'll send you the link. You can sign up and then you just go to the Cats Creations private group page, request to join, and fill out the 3 questions, which is what was your email address that you signed up for on the PayPal? Yes, you did do it. And I think there's one other question. All right.
Okay.
Well, have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.